whack busters.
And we begin our Champions Tour for week 12. Damn, week 12 weeks already. Jeez. Where have the times gone? This begin Friday night in Eugene, Oregon. 9 p.m. Fox, where the Oregon Ducks, the 8th ranked Oregon Ducks, host Minnesota. All right, Dan Lanning, you survive Iowa City. Don't you take your ass home and mess around with the Golden Gophers.
Dan Lanning.
Ah, shit, are you mad because he survived?
Gabe.
You were looking forward to me crucifying him, and then you realize there's no crucifixion to happen. You trying to find a way to get it.
Gabe. Getting about the skin of his teeth.
You said it was gonna happen.
He's gonna have another L that's gonna cost his team the playoffs. He keeps playing his team playing as haphazard like they have been.
You said the same thing last week, and he did the job.
Mm-hmm.
And now you mad?
I'm mad because this team should be molly-whopping squads.
You sat there and said last week they was not going to do that to Iowa, especially in that city, in that stadium.
I agree, but I didn't think it was going to be 18-16.
What games that you watch from Iowa that's not that type of scoring? It's Iowa we're talking about. Iowa's games are always like this for whatever reason.
Iowa too. Look, Oregon's defense isn't all that.
Coach Johnson, as much as you watch football and college football, you know Iowa's like the only team in football, period, that does scores like this.
Well, Wisconsin, if they're good, do. But still, Iowa and Dan Lanning.
Especially if it's at home in Iowa City, where you get to wave to the kids. And good job, Oregon, for waving at the kids.
Yeah, they waved them. To me, they waved a little too long.
Them kids ain't doing nothing to you.
No, the kids ain't doing nothing to me, but it did something to the Oregon's concentration.
Oregon won. Get over it.
Dan Lanning.
From that, we go to the Big 12.
You better win to make my record better, son.
We both picked Oregon, so how you going to make your record better?
No, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Lanning.
We both picked Oregon, so how is it going to make your record better?
I want all the dubs I can get. I don't want to see no upset that the Gophers decide to get them in Eugene.
And it's on a Friday, too. We know how Friday's been for ranked teams.
Yeah. House of Horrors.
Let's go to Saturday. To begin Saturday, FS1, 12 p.m. Big 12, Cincinnati, Ohio, the 25th ranked Bearcats. They play Arizona. Cincinnati, you have to win every game left.
Yeah, they have the motivation.
You have to win every game left.
Yeah, they have all the motivation necessary.
At any point before the conference championship, and you're done.
Kiss their season goodbye. Yeah. They kiss the conference championship goodbye, too. Forget championship game goodbye. Forget the playoffs.
So we are both picking the Cincinnati Bearcats to defend home turf.
Yeah.
Against the Wildcats. It's Bearcats over Wildcats. From Cincinnati to Navy.
Annapolis.
Coming off the disappointing blowout loss to the Notre Dame Fighter Irish in South Bend, Navy travels home at 12 p.m. ESPN2, and they take on the 24th ranked and current holder of the Group of 5 playoff spot, South Florida Bulls. Yeah. If South Florida loses, the committee gonna lose it.
They won't know what to do.
They gonna lose it.
They don't know what to do because I don't think they're gonna put Navy in that spot. They won't know what to do.
And the funny thing is, Navy is the one that actually leading the American Conference at 5-1. South Florida is trying to get them to 5-2, so they can move up to 5-1.
Yeah, and I want Navy to get it now. I do. I know. I know. I said Boise State. Boise State.
South Florida. I'm gonna see if y'all can handle prosperity.
They're gonna have to.
I'm gonna see if y'all can handle prosperity.
Well,
because I was tempted to go Navy. I am not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was tempted to go Navy too, but I was like,
I was tempted to go Navy on this one.
I was like, yeah, they got the driver's seat. Might as well. But we saw how they handle prosperity in Coral Gables.
I mean, we both knew that wasn't gonna last,
No, they was gonna get their butts whooped there.
especially after they did what they did a week prior.
Yeah.
From Navy, let's go to what College GameDay is gonna be at.
Why are they at Pittsburgh?
They are in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, for this interesting game. All of a sudden,
There's better games than this.
12 p.m. noon on ABC right after College GameDay. The 9th-ranked Fighting Irish. They got to travel to Pittsburgh. They take on the 22nd-ranked Panthers of Pitt.
What exec ESPN? Oh, I'm sorry. What exec at Disney is smoking? Someone smoking some good weed. Why Pittsburgh?
I'm gonna say this indirectly, to be honest, because knowing him is very indirectly, because he wanted to do this, but Pat McAfee's from Pittsburgh.
Pat McAfee. I know he's from Pittsburgh, but fuck him. In fact, that's a rival school of his anyway, since he went to West Virginia. Fuck him.
So that's why I say indirect, because I know he had nothing to do with it, like directly. Because I know knowing Pat McAfee, he won't push for them to go to Pittsburgh. He's like, let's let me know where we going, and I'll be there. That's Pat.
So we know McAfee's going to be going for Notre Dame.
That's going to be interesting to watch, though. Marcus Freeman, get your boys ready. Look like Pitt might be serious for once. So you might have to squeak one out. Because they'll be both picking Notre Dame.
Yeah, I was about to say, if I really believe Notre Dame, they are motivated to want to run the table because they got to. One more loss, they will not even be considered for the playoffs.
And if you do lose to Pitt, it might be two. It might be two spots for you. Meaning Buffaloes might get at you for losing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
From Pittsburgh and College GameDay to LA, California. As the 17th-ranked Trojans of USC take on the 21st-ranked Iowa Hawkeyes, 3:30 Big Ten Network.
Look at California.
USC. If y'all let the reject Pittsburgh Steelers come into LA and beat you.
Oh, no, not the reject Pittsburgh Steelers.
We have
wow.
You saw what the LA Chargers did to Pittsburgh on Sunday Night Football in that same city.
Yeah, embarrassed them. Mollywopped them.
I expect the same thing. I don't hear no raining conditions in California for this one.
It never rains in Southern California anyway.
So I expect the best Trojan team to take the field. Nothing against you, Iowa. But I think this type of game is the type of game that you don't want to see. What?
No, nothing.
Yes, I know I hate USC, but I picked them. Yes, I know. Shut up.
I didn't say anything. I did not say a thing. I did not say a single solitary thing.
You don't gotta say you was thinking it.
But I didn't say anything.
You was thinking it. I know you. Every time you see my helmet on a USC, you ponder the question: do you really hate this team?
Because my answer is no.
And yes, I hate them, but darn it, it's called being objective.
Oh my!
Because I wasn't being objective, I'd probably be 10 games under you instead of 2.
But USC should take care of business, and I'm sorry for your Iowa. You're running against some tough competition, and unfortunately, your offense just can't handle it.
From California to the south. Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
That's why ain't game day here.
As the 4th-ranked Crimson Tide play host to the 11th-ranked Sooners of Oklahoma. That is your SEC on ABC 3:30 slot game.
That's where they should have been there.
I'm sorry, OU. You got them last year. You ain't gonna
get them this year.
You ain't getting them this year. You ain't getting them this year.
You ain't getting them this year.
Because actually, you're the reason why they didn't make the playoffs last year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an extra motivation for them.
So yeah, OU. My pick is 75%. You ain't gonna do it. 25%. I can't stand you. I want you to go down again.
Oh, they going down again. I mean, you ain't gonna catch them again. Not this Alabama team. You ain't catching them again.
And you ain't gonna hold. And if they do, they ain't gonna hold them 3 points in Tuscaloosa like they did.
Hell, they might score a touchdown on the first goddamn drive.
That's what I'm saying. You ain't gonna hold them to 3 points in Tuscaloosa like you did 3 points in Norman last year. That ain't happening.
So, Brent Venable, you better tell your boy to buckle them trench straps a little more tighter. Because Alabama, they coming to hit you.
And I want you to all go down hard. You can pause me all you want. I don't give a crap. I want you to be beaten down.
From Tuscaloosa, Alabama to
Wow,
Carolina.
I haven't seen East Carolina in a minute.
4 p.m. ESPN. East Carolina hosting the Memphis Tigers.
East Carolina, do you? Oh, wrong direction. My bad.
Y'all better wake up after that loss y'all took to Tulane.
They better.
You lose to East Carolina, you're trash. You're trash.
Wow, trash. That's harsh, playmaker.
You're trash. I don't care what your record is. If you lose to East Carolina, you're trash.
That's harsh, playmaker. They can't be trash. That's like Florida State. They are trash.
Thank you for making my point.
Thank you. I figured you'd like that.
Speaking of a team that might have some problems, the BYU Cougars in late night action 10:15 on ESPN down in Provo, Utah. They are hosting the Horned Frogs of TCU.
All right, BYU. You better do what you're supposed to do. Bounce back and beat this team. They're from Dallas. I'm sorry, they're from Fort Worth. Beat them down now.
If BYU loses to TCU,
they don't deserve to be in the playoffs nor the Big 12 championship game.
Coach Johnson's going to have a field day with the Big 12 next Wednesday.
Yes, I will. But again, I love Dallas.
And the crazy part is, even though he's doing it because it's TCU on there, no, he really wants BYU to win because he picked them to win the Big 12.
Exactly.
So this is double. He's doubling
the
amount of vitriol coming BYU way if they lose to TCU.
1 to the 100. And yes, I'll say this on here. If BYU goes down at home, and I mean goes down like a prostitute does a John to TCU, I will be getting on BYU's behind. Pause.
So Brigham Young, do what the basketball team did and show up. You want to talk about logos you ain't seen in a long time. Let's go to the Mountain West. Let's go to San Diego, California.
Yeah, San Diego State, I haven't seen in a minute. Yeah.
Well, the Aztecs of San Diego State are hosting the Boise State Broncos. 10:30. CBS Sports Network.
You are so disappointing, Boise State. So disappointing. So disappointing.
If there's another team that has Boise State's number, It's the Aztecs. Give me the Aztecs. They at home. I like their chances. Matter of fact, what is that? What is that division look? What does that conference look like? Let's go to the
Hey,
Mountain West.
but San Diego State ain't been good since Marshall Falk was their running back.
Well, guess who's lead? Guess who's tied for the lead for the conference?
I'll say it again. They ain't been good since Marshall Falk was their running back.
So basically, the winner of this game has the inside track to the Mountain West Championship.
Mm-hmm.
San Diego State 4-1, Boise State 4-1. You went to want to talk about a surprising team? Guess who's 4-2 in conference play? Hawaii.
Oh wait. Mm.
Even the Mountain West is interesting.
Yeah, we have some interesting conference races this year.
Yeah,
You talked about the ACC having been the musical chairs, Big Ten, ACC, SEC, Mountain West, and the American Conference.
this is great. So whoever wins this game has the inside track. Either Coach Jones will be on here saying F Boise State, or I'll be on here and say, hey, I gave it a shot. It is what it is. Which brings us to the spotlight game of the week. And if y'all been following the show, you should know what was going to be the spotlight game of the week, regardless of what took place. I'll give you the honor, sir.
All right, so we have the number 10 ranked Texas Longhorns. They'll be traveling to Athens to go between the hedges against the number 5 ranked Georgia Bulldogs. Now, at stake is possibly the inside track to who's going to be playing in the SEC championship game. I would have said that if Texas actually came in undefeated in this game, this actually might be the first of two of these matchups. But no, this basically is going to pretty much serve as an elimination game because you got Alabama
Undefeated in
and
conference play.
undefeated in conference play, and you have Ole Miss who's only lost one.
And you
So
have the other school that he doesn't want to mention, but I'll mention for him. The only undefeated team in the SEC.
the Ole Miss.
That is not Ole Miss. Shut up. No, it's not. The Aggies of Texas A&M, who is ranked third in the CFP rankings, are also they are the lone unbeaten team in the SEC at 9-0, 6-0 in conference play, along with Alabama, who is 6-0 in conference play.
Forget A&M.
And then you have the Bulldogs 6-1, the Ole Miss Rebels 5-1, the Texas Longhorns 4-1, and then you have that mixture of those with Vanderbilt 4-2, Oklahoma 3-2,
A&M sucks,
and yet they undefeated.
and they still suck. Anyway, woosah. From crap to Shinola. Now, Texas, they faced Georgia last year twice and took it on the chin in Austin, 30-15. And they, at least in the SEC championship game in Atlanta, forced overtime, but Georgia was just a little too much for Texas. So this will be the third time that they'll meet up in the last 13 months. Well, what did you all think about this game? We of course put it to the people as to who you think was going to win this matchup November 13th, November 15th, 3:30 p.m. Eastern kickoff in Athens, Georgia. Who between Texas and Georgia did you say was going to win this football contest? And the people spoke, and the people said the Bulldogs, almost 80-20. Almost a runaway landslide victory for the Bulldogs. And I feel for the Longhorns. So that's what you all said. What did Playmaker and I say is going to win this contest? Well, Texas, I'm for you. I'm for you. No, I ain't. And you whack, Buster. You forget this background crap. You whack for this. Whack. What? Why'd you go? Why you go over to whack? Whack.
It ain't obvious.
Whack.
That should have been. That should. You should have known going into what who was gonna pick who.
No, I understand why you picked them because I said that Georgia was going to be the SEC champion. You said that Texas is. I get why, but you whack because you know that you got the Make a Wish kid in Arch Manning who barely got up off the canvas to actually play the best game he's played all year. Last Saturday, this past Saturday against Vanderbilt. They're going to play a little bit stiffer competition.
Man, then why did you pick BYU over Texas Tech last week?
Because I thought Texas Tech was going to
No,
suffer.
your exact words was standing on business.
Okay, stand on business, but I also thought that Texas Tech, they're a little thin at the quarterback position.
I'm standing on business.
You stand on business. What I'm standing on business is
like,
whack.
like you just said, Arch Manning coming off his best performance. I got something to lean on now. And it came against a very good competition at that.
An angel, lie away winning in the arms of an angel. For only 32 cents a day, you can sponsor an offensive lineman to block for the Make-A-Wish kid, Arch Manning. Donate today to the University of Texas program.
So guess what? Somebody is going to be out of the SEC race after Saturday.
Stand on them.
And then the other one going to have to pray that the other two teams at the top get knocked out somehow.
Well, well, Georgia, it's worse for them. Texas is a little easier because they do host A&M to end their season. So they have the better shot of knocking off one of those two. Georgia, they had their shot at home against Alabama and choked at home. So they're screwed. But I still picked them to win the SEC championship.
And I picked Texas to win the SEC. So,
all right, Make-A-Wish kid, make me smile, but don't win.
Make him smile, but don't win.
That's right.
He literally is telling his team to do well and lose.
Why? Because they don't do jack against big-time teams.
Here's a big-time team right here in front of them.
Again, they don't do jack against big-time teams.
There's a big-time team in front of him right here.
And they're going to get beat down by another big-time team, and this will boot Texas out of the playoffs.
And what if they win? And guess what? You ain't have to pick this game because this game is automatically going to be in the recap.
What if they win? Okay. Well, I most certainly ain't going to be rooting for Texas A&M to beat Texas. I might pick Texas to lose to Arkansas.
And you do realize if the playoffs was to happen right now, they're actually in the playoffs.
I know. Yes, we rolled that earlier. Yes, they're in the playoffs, but they're going to suffer a third loss, and they won't make it there.
You praying that they don't make it?
No, I'm not praying. I just said to you, this team.
You just said do me good and lose.
And I meant every single syllable.
So yes, you're praying for your own team to not make the playoffs.
Because they don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
Sometimes you ain't praying for them not to be in. You ain't praying for you praying for them downfall. That's what you're doing.
Because this team is whack. They don't deserve to be in the playoffs. What outside of the first 3 quarters of Saturday's game, what game made you think that Texas is playoff caliber in 2025? Not a one.
And yet here we are.
And yet here we are.
They are number 10, sitting in the playoffs right now.
And they're gonna be sitting out the playoffs after the L Daytona take Saturday.
Longhorns win because I want to see his face next Wednesday. That the realization is they have a legit shot of making the playoffs.
And what's gonna suck is what's really gonna suck is if they do beat Georgia, they actually might suffer a third loss to, of all teams, Texas A&M at home, and they might eliminate them. That is what's going to royally suck.
I mean, ain't that team undefeated?
But it still would suck.
Don't they have a impressive resume of the teams that they beat to be undefeated?
One of them was LSU, and they still suck.
Notre Dame in South Bend.
Okay, so they have that one impressive victory. Still, they're hot to the garbage.
Missouri at Missouri.
And they're still hot to the garbage.
That's why I love your biasness. Because you can't look at them and say like, yes, Texas A&M is having a very good season. It is very shocking.
Because they have manure all over them. It's just colored maroon.
No, that's because you can't utter the words of an objective analyst.
No, I'll utter the words of objective journalists right here. You could dress a turd at tux, but you still call it a piece of crap. And that's Texas A&M.
Like I said, you can't do it. You can't do it.
Okay.
You can't accept the fact that Texas A&M
Okay.
was the top team of the SEC right now, and they've been a top team in the SEC for I don't know what 9 games,
Okay.
9 weeks.
Fine. Texas A&M has actually played the best brand of football in the Southeastern Conference. And they still whack. And they still suck.
Okay, now I can take off the screen so you can go ahead and throw up and come back.
Lord have mercy.
And that's the recount here. Oh, I picked all of us is picking the same teams until we get down to the last 2 games. So Oregon, South Florida, Cincinnati, Notre Dame, USC, Alabama, Memphis, and BYU. We all picking the same. I'm going San Diego State over his Boise State Broncos, and I'm going Texas Longhorn over the Georgia Bulldogs. So that concluded the Bear Down Candy Store.